Man, hold up. Hey, shalom, everybody. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Welcome back, man. Welcome back to Rising Scripts. Man, I'm late on. I'm rising late today. Yeah, rising late today. A lot on my mind. A lot on my mind. But hey, all praises to the Most High, though, man. Hey, all praises to the Most High. Guide my thoughts. Please guide my thoughts. Guide my words, guide my steps, guide my thoughts. Protect my mind and my heart, dear Heavenly Father. Man, so we back at it. Rising Scripts here, baby. We out here. We ready to read. We ready to read. I have breath to breathe. And despite what all is going on, man, I still have all I need to succeed. And so do you. Don't let your trials, overcome you. Don't let your trials bog you down so much. But let's read about it so we can see how we can get through it, man. What's the do's and the don'ts, the cans and the can'ts, and what it is and what it ain't, man. And we're going to find that out today in the book of Jasher, in chapter 49 of the book of Jasher, as referenced in Joshua 10 and 13, 2 Samuel 1 and 18, and 2 Timothy 3 and 8, baby. Yeah. Oh, man, we got shit to do today, man. I got to go to the woods today. Oh, I got to go out there. Yeah, man, I'm going to check my cameras to see what's up with the deers. Hopefully we found us some deers today. I'll come back later on and do a little live. It won't be a long live, but, I'll come back a little later on and do a live. We're going to shoot the bow. We're going to go ahead and get some practice in today. We need it. I need it. I need some practice today. Hopefully my crossbow comes in, and with my crossbow, I can get my crossbow sighted in so that way I can get that ready. But I really want to get some rounds off with my bow. Either way, whether I'm gonna be using my crossbow or my bow, I still need to get some rounds off just to prepare, because if them deers out there, baby, I'm telling you, if them deers out there, I need it in my life. So we're gonna see where they at. Hopefully they round. But before we read, let's give all praises to the Most High, man, for the ability to do so. For all that He has given us, the stuff we asked for and the stuff we didn't ask for. All praises. Blow up the trumpet so be remembered, be heard. Man, hold up. Too much lean in my cup. Man. Chapter 49, Joseph as vice regent. Joseph
falling in love with you was never
as vice regent. Oh man, hold up, man. I need to change the time on this phone. All right, chapter 49, Joseph as vice regent. Let's get it. I think it's about to get up to the good part, man. Chapter 50, I believe chapter 50, man. Or 51. I believe it's chapter 51 where it start getting, where some more X-Men power start to show out in chapter 51. But we're going to see how quickly I get to chapter 50. That is the plan, just to get to chapter 50 today, to read 49. But if we can move pretty quickly, then I probably can go ahead and get to chapter through chapter 50 as well. I can read chapter 49 and 50. But the objective is to read 49. The objective is to read 49. So let's succeed at that one first. Let's succeed at 49, and then we'll work our way to 50 if possible. Joseph, chapter 49 of the ancient book of Jasher. Joseph as vice regent. Boy, I got that promotion. After these things, the king sent and assembled all his officers and servants, and all the princes and nobles belonging to the king. And they all came before the king. And the king said unto them, Behold, you have seen and heard all the words of this Hebrew man, and all the signs which he declared would come to pass. And not any of his words have fallen to the ground. And you know that he has given a proper interpretation of the dream, and it will surely come to pass. And it will surely come to pass. Now, therefore, take counsel and know what you will do and how the land will be delivered from the famine. Seek now and see whether the light can be found, in whose heart there is wisdom and knowledge, and I will appoint him over the land. For you have heard that the Hebrew man has advised concerning this, to save the land therewith from the famine. And I know that the land will not be delivered from the famine, but with the advice of the Hebrew man and him that advised me. And they all answered the king and said, The counsel which the Hebrew has given concerning this is good. And now therefore, our Lord and King, behold, the whole land is in thy hand, and do that which seemeth good in thy sight. Him whom thou choosest, and whom thou in thy wisdom knowest to be wise and capable of delivering the land with his wisdom, him shall the king appoint to be under him over the land. And the king said to all the officers, I have thought that since God has made known to the Hebrew man all that he has spoken, there is none so discreet and wise in the whole land as he is. And if it seem good in your sight, I will place him over the land, for he will save the land with his wisdom. And all the officers answered the king and said, But surely it is written in the laws of Egypt, and it should not be violated, that no man shall reign over Egypt, nor be second to the king, but one who has knowledge in all the languages of the sons of men. Now therefore, our Lord and King, behold, this Hebrew man can only speak the Hebrew language. And now, then, can he be over, and how then can he be over us, the second under government? A man who not even knoweth our language. Now we pray thee, send for him, and let him come before thee, and prove him in all things, and do as thou see fit. And the king said, It shall be done tomorrow, and the thing that you have spoken is good. And all the officers came on that day before the king. And on that night, the Lord sent one of his ministering angels, and he came into the land of Egypt unto Joseph. And the angel of the Lord stood over Joseph, and behold, Joseph was lying in the bed at night in his master's house in the dungeon. For his master had put him back into the dungeon on account of his wife. And the angel roused him from his sleep, and Joseph rose up and stood upon his legs. And behold, the angel of the Lord was standing opposite to him. And the angel of the Lord spoke with Joseph, and he taught him all the languages of man in that night. And he called his name Jehoshaphat. Jehoshaphat. And the angel of the Lord went from him, and Joseph returned and lay upon his bed. And Joseph was astonished at the vision which he saw. And it came to pass in the morning that the king sent all of his officers and servants, and all they came and sat before the king. And the king ordered Joseph to be brought. And the king's servant went and brought Joseph before the king. And the king came forth and ascended the steps of the throne, and Joseph spoke unto the king in all the languages. And Joseph went up to him and spoke unto the king until he arrived before the king in the 70th step, and he sat before the king. And the king greatly rejoiced on account of Joseph. Hell yeah, Joseph, that's what I'm talking about, Joseph. These boys they think you can talk that talk, Joseph, but Joseph can talk that talk. You're gonna be my second, Joseph. And the thing seemed good in the sight of the king and the officers to appoint Joseph to be second to the king over the whole land of Egypt. And the king spoke to Joseph, saying, Now thou didst give me counsel to appoint a wise man over the land of Egypt. In order with this wisdom, his wisdom, to save the land from the famine. Now, therefore, since God has made all this known to thee, and all the words which thou hast spoken, there is not throughout the land a discreet and wise man like unto thee. And thy name no more shall be called Joseph, but Zaphnath. Zaphnath. Joseph got three names: Joseph, Jehoshaphat, and Zaphnath. Let me mark that boy names. Jehoshaphat and Zaphnath. I wonder if that Zaphnath Paneah. Zaphnath Paneah. I wonder if that name can be found in these, so say hieroglyphs in Egyptian, Egyptian writings. But Zaphnath Paneah shall be thy name, and thou shalt be second to me. And according to thy word shall be all the affair of my government, and at thy word shall my people go out and come in. Now also from under thy hand shall my servants and officers receive their salary, which is given to them monthly, and to thee shall all the people of the land bow down, and only in my throne will I be greater than thou. And the king took off his ring from his hand and put it upon the hand of Joseph, or Zaphnath Paneah. And the king dressed Joseph in a princely garment, and he put a golden crown upon his head, and he put a golden chain upon his neck. Pooh, that boy got blinged up. Every time I come around, you see that bling, bling. Zaphnath Paneah, gold, pure gold. I bet that thing was heavy. And the king commanded his servants, and they made him ride in the second chariot belonging to the king, that went opposite to the king's chariot. And he caused him to ride upon a great and strong horse from the king's horses, and to be conducted through the streets of the land of Egypt. They put that boy on parade. And the king commanded that all those that played upon timbrels and harps and other musical instruments should go forth with Joseph. 1,000 timbrels, 1,000 metaloth, and 1,000 nebelim went after him, and 5,000 men with drawn swords glittering in their hands, and they went marching and playing before Joseph. And that boy was having a homecoming parade. Egyptian homecoming parade, and Joseph was the homecoming king. And 5,000 men with drawn swords glittering in their hands, and they went marching and playing before Joseph. And 20,000 of the great men of the king, girt with girdles of skin covered with gold, marched at the right hand of Joseph, and 20,000 at his left. And all the women and damsels went upon the roof, or stood in the streets, playing and rejoicing at Joseph, and gazed at the appearance of Joseph and at his beauty. And the king's people went before him and behind him, perfuming the road with frankincense and with cassia, and with all sorts of fine perfume, and scattered myrrh and aloes along the road. And 20 men proclaimed these words before him throughout the land in a loud voice. Do you see this man, whom the king has chosen to be his second? All the affairs of government shall be regulated by him. And he that transgress his orders, or that does not bow down before him to the ground, shall die. For he rebels against the king and his second. And when the heralds had ceased proclaiming, all the people of Egypt bowed down to the ground before Joseph and said, May the king live! Also, may his second live. And all the inhabitants of Egypt bowed down along the road. And when the heralds approached them, they bowed down. And they rejoiced with all sorts of timbrels and mechel and nebel before Joseph. I wonder what those is. What is a mechel and a nebel? A mechel and a nebel. Mechel and nebel, question marks. Let me see if I can look it up in the Terminator right quick. Let me see if we can find what a mechel is. Mechel. Mechel. M-E-C-H-O-L, mechel. Metrel is a Hebrew term meaning dance. And they rejoiced with all sorts of timbrels. Metrel, which means dance. Let me write that. Dance. And Nebel. Let's see what Nebel is. Metrel and Nebel. Dance. Dance and Nebel. Nebel. Nebel can refer to several things, including the Near Eastern and archaeologically laboratory. Nebel. Nebel. Nabal. Biblical figure. Nabal. Nebal. Nebel. Nebel. It doesn't say, well, it says Nebel from Gaza. A young girl from Gaza who received medical aid, that's Nebel. A Nebel, which also means a halo. Sangheli bloodline and clan in the halo. Okay, boo that. We don't want that. Nabal, we know that's Abigail's husband. Nebel, it doesn't say what a Nebel is. What does Nebel mean? Nebel. Traditionally, Nebel is euphemistically translated as fool, for which a Hebrew synonym is kasil, literally meaning fool. They rejoice with all sorts of timbrels, dance, and fool before Joseph. I'm not sure. That doesn't, yes, sir, bring it here. Let me see.
Stars. Nebal.
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 It's easy. And now you know. Nebal.
Nebal. Okay, I got to call that out to you. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, correct. 1, 2, 3, correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, correct. 5, 4, 6, 4, 5, 3, 2, 5, 2, 2, 6, 5, 4, 0, 2, correct. Man, it looked like you're doing some stuff. Melissa saw 3 tigers. Yes. 2 tigers at the zoo. Three lions, I'm sorry, and 2 tigers. How many lions and tigers did she see altogether? Correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, correct. Mark the circle under the number of the days a week. Correct. Hold on. Let me finish reading, and I'll grade the rest, because I got to call. I still have to call. I have to call these out to you. So I'll call them out to you in just a second. Go get your book. Put that right there for me, please. Go get your book so I can show you the page I want you to do in your arithmetic book, please. Thank you. All right. And Joseph, upon his horse, lifted up his eyes to heaven and called out and said, he raised the poor man from the dust. He lifted up the needy from the dunghill. O Lord of hosts, happy is the man who trusted in thee. And Joseph passed throughout the land of Egypt with Pharaoh's servants and officers, and they showed him the whole land of Egypt and all the king's treasures. And Joseph returned and came on that day before Pharaoh, the king, and the king gave unto Joseph a possession in the land of Egypt, a possession of fields and vineyards. And the king gave unto Joseph 3,000 talents of silver and 1,000 talents of gold and onyx stones and bdellium and many gifts. Verse 33. Okay, 2 pages. 1, 2. All right. 1, 2. And if you want to color them, you can color them if you want. But when you color, what do you need to do?
Stay in the lines.
Correct, sir. Take your time. Stay in the lines. Also, I also want you to write your name on the top. Please write your name. Take your time. Write your name well, sir. Write your name well. Take your time. Do both of them, though. I think you're doing pretty good, sir. I think you're doing very good. Keep up the good work. Doing very well. And also, remember, you're going to need to remember the things that you do. That's why they have it so many times. So what you might want to do is you might want to read it to yourself or say it out loud. When you look at it, say, read it for me.
5 minus 0 equals 5.
There you go. Say it out loud so that way you can hear yourself saying them. And if you hear yourself, at least it works that way for me. If I hear myself saying it, then I can remember it better. You know, then that's what you want, because you're going to come across that multiple times. 5 minus 0. 5 minus 0. It's a 5 plus 0. And it's probably going to be on the other page too somewhere. 5 minus 0. You know, so the more you say it, the more you'll hear yourself saying it and going back and forth. All right? All right. There you go. Go finish both of them, and then I might be finished by the time you're finished with those.
This one and that one.
Yes, sir. All right. Verse 34. And all the people of Egypt cast something into the high place. One man a golden earring, and the other rings, and earrings, and different vessels of gold and silver work, and onyx stones, and bdellium did he cast upon the high place. Everyone gave something of what he possessed. And Joseph took all these and placed them in his treasuries. And all the officers and nobles belonging to the king exalted Joseph, and they gave him many gifts, seeing that the king had chosen him to be his second. And the king sent to Potiphar, the son of Ahiram, priest of On, and he took his young daughter, Osnath, and gave her unto Joseph for a wife. And the damsel was very comely, a virgin, one whom man had not known. And Joseph took her for a wife. And the king said unto Joseph, I am Pharaoh, and beside thee none shall dare to lift up his hand or his foot to regulate my people throughout the land of Egypt. Joseph begins ruling Egypt. And Joseph was 30 years old when he stood before Pharaoh, and Joseph went out from before the king, and he became the king's second in Egypt. And the king gave Joseph 100 servants to attend him in his house. And Joseph also sent purchased many servants, and they remained in the house of Joseph. And Joseph then built for himself a very magnificent house, like unto the house of the kings, before the court of the king's palace. And he made in the house a large temple, very elegant in appearance and convenient for his residence. 3 years was Joseph in erecting his house. And Joseph made unto himself a very elegant throne of abundance of gold and silver, and he covered it with onyx stones and bdellium. I wonder if it's just bdellium or bdellium. 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 There we go. Bdellium, which it says is if you don't know, a fragrant resin produced by a number of trees related to myrrh, used as perfumes. Bdellium. The bdellium stone, let's see if there's a stone. Bdellium stone refers to a substance described in the Bible that is variously interpreted as an aromatic gum resin from a tree or a precious stone like a pearl. Traditionally, it is understood to be a reddish brown resin from trees like Commiphora wicti or Commiphora africana, used historically in incense, perfumes, and medicine. When the resin hardens, it can resemble a translucent pearl-like substance, bdellium. I wonder how it smells. I wonder if I could get some. Let me see if they got that on Amazon. Bdellium. See what that thing talking about. Let me go to Amazon. You got some bdellium? What about some myrrh? Bdellium. Bdellium tools. Bdellium tools. I don't want no bdellium tools. Bdellium resin. Bdellium gum resin. I don't see no bdellium gum resin. Let's see just bdellium. Bdellium resin. What about some myrrh? Myrrh. MH. My bad. Excuse me while I look this up. Let me tell you, I'm trying to see. Amazon don't have no bdellium. Frankincense. There we go. MYRRH. MYRR. Myrrh resin. They have that. They have some myrrh. I have some already, but premium myrrh. Myrrh gum resin powder. Premium myrrh resin incense, 100% pure natural gum raw chunks. $11.99. I wonder how big of a 4 ounces. That ain't shit. Oh no, that's good. That's good. Some 4 zips. 4 zips of some myrrh. Put it in my cart. $11.99 on that. They only got 1 left. But I do have some myrrh here already. Let's get it up. A bag of myrrh. So these, I don't know if you can see them, frankincense and myrrh. That's frankincense and myrrh resin. And you can burn that, which I should be burning. I need to burn it in my house. That's where I need to go. I need to go and burn some. We need to get some more. Frankincense and myrrh. All right. Let's keep going now. Oh, Lord. Let's continue. We're almost at chapter 50. Bdellium. And Joseph made unto himself a very elegant throne of abundance of gold and silver, and he covered it with onyx stones and bdellium. And he made upon it the likeness of the whole land of Egypt, and the likeness of the river of Egypt. Watereth the whole land of Egypt. And Joseph sat securely upon his throne in his house, and the Lord increased Joseph's wisdom. And all the inhabitants of Egypt and Pharaoh's servants and his princes loved Joseph exceedingly, for this thing was from the Lord to Joseph. And Joseph had an army that made war, going out in hosts and troops to the number of 40,600 men capable of bearing arms to assist the king and Joseph against the enemy, besides the king's officers and his servants and inhabitants of Egypt without number. And Joseph gave unto his mighty men and to all his hosts shields and javelins and caps and coats of mail and stones for slinging. Man, that's chapter, let me see how. Let's keep going. We'll read chapter 52. We'll read chapter 50 as well. Chapter 50, Egypt prepares for famine, which is what we need to do. This right here is a lesson for us right now. We need to prepare for famine. You should have been preparing for famine, but if you've been bullshitting, lollygagging, procrastinating, get your shit together, man. Prepare for famine in the land. But it's not just for famine. A famine, you need to prepare for many things, hurricanes, earthquakes, but a famine, it's just similar preparations. Chapter 50. And at that time, the children of Tarshish came against the sons of Ishmael and made war with them. And the children of Tarshish spoiled the Ishmaelites for a long time. And the children of Ishmael were small in number in those days, and they could not prevail over the children of Tarshish, and they were sorely oppressed. And the old men of the Ishmaelites sent a record to the king of Egypt, saying, send, I pray thee, unto thy servants, officers, and hosts to help us fight against the children of Tarshish, for we have been consuming away for a long time. And Pharaoh sent Joseph with the mighty men and hosts which were with him, and also his mighty men from the king's house. And they went to the land of Havilah, to the children of Ishmael, to assist them against the children of Tarshish. And the children of Ishmael fought with the children of Tarshish, and Joseph smote the Tarshishites, and he subdued all their land. And the children of Ishmael dwell therein unto this day. And when the land of Tarshish was subdued, all the Tarshishites ran away and came on the border of their brethren, the children of Javan. And Joseph went with all his mighty men and hosts returned to Egypt, not one man of them missing. Go ahead, Joseph. 7 fat years begin. And at the revolution of the year, in the second year of Joseph's reigning over Egypt, the Lord gave great plenty throughout the land for 7 years, as Joseph had spoken. For the Lord blessed all the produce of the earth in those days for 7 years, and they ate and were greatly satisfied. And Joseph at that time had officers under him, and they collected all the food of the good years and heaped corn year by year, and they placed in the treasuries of Joseph. And at any time when they gathered the food, Joseph commanded that they should bring the corn in the ears and also bring with it some of the soil of the field, that it should not spoil. I wonder what does the soil have to do with helping the corn not spoil? Let me put a question mark by that as well. Joseph commanded that they should bring corn in the ears, don't shuck it, and also bring with it some of the soil of the fields, that it should not spoil. I'm going to put a question mark by that. What does that mean? What does that have to do with anything? And Joseph did according to this year by year, and he heaped up corn like the sand of the sea for abundance, for his stores were immense and could not be numbered for abundance. And also all the inhabitants of Egypt gathered all sorts of food in their stores in great abundance during the 7 good years. But they did not do unto it as Joseph did. And all the food which Joseph and the Egyptians had gathered during the 7 years of plenty was secured for the land in stores for the 7 years of famine, for the support of the whole land. And the inhabitants of Egypt filled each man his store and his concealed place with corn, to be for support during the famine. And Joseph placed all the food that he had gathered in all the cities of Egypt, and he closed all the stores and placed sentinels over them. Joseph's twin sons born. And Joseph's wife, Osnath, the daughter of Potipherah, bare him 2 sons, Manasseh and Ephraim. And Joseph was 34 years old when he begat them. And the lads grew up, and they went in his ways and in his instructions, and they did not deviate from the way which their father taught them, either to the right or left. And the Lord was with the lads, and they grew up and had understanding and skills and all wisdom and in all the affairs of government. And all the king's officers and his great men and inhabitants of Egypt exalted the lads, and they were brought up against the king's children. And the 7 years of plenty that were throughout the land were at an end. And the 7 years of famine came after them, as Joseph had spoken. And the famine was throughout the land. The 7 lean years began. And all the people of Egypt saw that the famine had commenced in the land of Egypt. And all the people of Egypt opened their stores of corn, for the famine prevailed over them. And they found all the food that was in their stores full of vermin and not fit to eat. And the famine prevailed throughout the land. And all the inhabitants of Egypt came and cried before Pharaoh, for the famine was heavy upon them. And they said unto Pharaoh, give food unto thy servants, and wherefore shall we die? Through hunger before thy eyes, even we and our little ones. And Pharaoh answered them, saying, and wherefore do you cry unto me? Did not Joseph command that the corn should be laid up during the 7 years of plenty for the years of famine? And wherefore did you not hearken to his voice? And the people of Egypt answered the king, saying, as thy soul liveth, our Lord, thy servants have done all that Joseph ordered. For thy servants also gathered in all the produce of their fields during the 7 years of plenty, and laid it in the stores unto this day. And when the famine prevailed over thy servants, we opened our stores, and behold, all our produce was filled with vermin and not fit for food. And when the king heard all that had befallen the inhabitants of Egypt, the king was greatly afraid on account of the famine. And he was much terrified, and the king answered the people of Egypt, saying, since all this has happened unto you, go unto Joseph, do whatever he shall say unto you, transgress not his command. And all the people of Egypt went forth and came upon Joseph, and said unto him, give unto us food. And wherefore shall we die before thee through hunger? For we gathered in our produce during the 7 years of as thou didst command, and we put it in stores, and thus has it befallen us. And when Joseph heard all the words of the people of Egypt and what had befallen them, Joseph opened all his stores of the produce, and he sold it unto the people of Egypt. And the famine prevailed throughout the land, and the famine was in all countries, but in the land of Egypt there was produce for sale. And all the inhabitants of Egypt came unto Joseph to buy corn, for the famine prevailed over them, and all their corn was spoiled. And Joseph daily sold it to all the people of Egypt. And all the inhabitants of the land of Canaan and the Philistines, and those beyond the Jordan, and the children of the east, and all the cities of the lands far and nigh, heard that there was corn in Egypt. And they all came to Egypt to buy corn, for the famine prevailed over them. And Joseph opened the stores of corn and placed officers over them. And and they daily stood and sold to all that came. And Joseph knew that his brethren also would come to Egypt to buy corn, for the famine prevailed throughout the earth. And Joseph commanded all his people that they should cause it to be proclaimed throughout the land of Egypt, saying, it is the pleasure of the king, of his second, and of their great men, that any person who wishes to buy corn in Egypt shall not send his servants to Egypt to purchase, but his sons, and also any Egyptian or Canaanite who shall come from any of the stores from buying corn in Egypt, and shall go and sell it throughout the land, he shall die. Let you come get some of my shit and resell it. Oh, this is not for resale purposes. Let me catch you selling my corn and then selling it at an upper price, trying to make you a profit, thinking you're a hustler. I'm gonna kill you. Trying to hustle up, huh? For no one shall buy but for the support of his household. And any man leading 2 or 3 beasts shall die. For a man shall only lead his own beast. And Joseph placed sentinels at the gate of Egypt, and commanded them, saying, any person who may come to buy corn, suffer him not to enter until his name and the name of his father and the name of his father's father be written down. And whatever is written by day, send their names unto me in the evening, that I may know their names. And Joseph placed officers throughout the land of Egypt, and he commanded them to do all these things. And Joseph did all these things and made these statutes in order that he might know when his brethren should come to Egypt to buy corn. And Joseph's people caused it daily to be proclaimed in Egypt according to these words and statutes which Joseph had commanded. And all the inhabitants of the east and west country and all of the earth heard the statutes and regulations which Joseph had enacted in Egypt. And the inhabitants of the extreme part of the earth came, and they brought corn in Egypt day after day, and they went away. And all the officers of Egypt did as Joseph had commanded. And all that came to Egypt to buy corn, the gatekeepers would write their names and their fathers' names, and daily bring them in the evening before Joseph. And we're going to stop there. That was chapters 49 and 50. We read an extra chapter than I was planning on reading, but that's fine. It don't hurt. It does not hurt. It does not hurt. Since I have breath to breathe, then I have all I need to succeed. So I might as well get up and read, man, and see what it is and what it ain't, what I can and what I can't, and the do's and the don'ts, man, to help me be better. And that is the plan, to continue to be better, to try to make our righteousness grow, so our righteousness and our light can show. And sometimes it seems like it can be kind of hard at times, especially when you have other things going on. It seems, sometimes, at least for me it is. I don't know about you, but for me, it can be a hard thing at times. Trying to keep a positive attitude when so many things are happening all around you. You know, so many trials is going on. But you got to say all praises to the Most High for every day that you have. Every day that you have the ability to open your eyes, to breathe, to speak, to think, to feel, to walk, and, you know, move around, man, to eat. Man, you need to be thankful. You should be thankful and grateful. And show your gratitude through actions and not just words. Through actions and not just words. And that includes me. I need to show my gratitude through actions by doing the laws, statutes, and commandments, by keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments, and by speaking and teaching the laws, statutes, and commandments to those who come after me, like my sons, my children, my daughters, you know, and anybody who wants to know if they ask of me. But if not, I'm just going to push for you to seek for yourself the face of the Most High and find out what he tells you that you can and what you can't, what you can do and what you can't do, and what it is and what it ain't. Let the scriptures speak for itself, and let the scriptures justify your actions, you know, because by that you will be justified. So, yeah, like, comment, subscribe, share, tell your people, man, we out here reading shit. Shallow out here reading shit, man. We trying to find out some stuff. And let's be and take the example of Joseph right now. You know, it's a lot of things going on in the world, in the land of America, you know, whatever. Man, it's kind of cold. And we need to prepare ourselves for whatever is coming. You need to prepare yourself, prepare your household, learn the skills that you have maybe not have learned. That's why get the things that you may need to get now before you're not going to be able to get them. And when I say things you may need, you know, for me, the things I need is different from the things you may need. The things I need is food, bow and arrow, shit like spears, something to prepare myself to be able to do what I need to do when the time comes. if, ain't no if, when the time comes, I'm going to need to feed my family because, you may prepare for a certain amount of time, but who knows? Who knows if what you prepare for, it might last longer. So you need to know how to do the other things, where your skills going to come into play at, hunting, fishing, know how to do these things. That's where your skills are going to come into play at. And I am preparing myself to hunt. I have been hunting last year, for sure. I love you, my son.
No, you too.
You almost done with those 2 pages?
Well, I'm on my next page.
Okay, you know what else I need you to do? Put some house shoes on your feet, Manoa. Come on, man. Hunting, trying to prepare myself and learn the hunting skill, and do more than I did when I was a child, to also introduce these things to my son so they can have their skills as well. So today, man, I got my camera. My cameras is set out in the woods, so we're gonna go check the memory cards today and see. They've been out there for about 3 or 4 days, about 4 days. The Sabbath, we put them out the Sabbath. Sunday, well, all day. Saturday, all day. Sunday, Monday. 3 days. 3 days. They've been out there 3 days. But that's enough time to just, see if anything is moving. That's enough time to see if anything is moving out there, which I believe stuff is moving out there. So we're going to go catch that, check that out. But before we do that, I'm going to go get some, I also need to get some rounds off with my bow, so I can get back acquainted with it. I haven't been shooting for real. My shoulder had been hurting. Oh, my shoulder had been killing me. So I really couldn't even hold a bow up like that to shoot it. So I'm gonna get some rounds in today. We're about to start every day except for the Sabbath. I'm going to get in. I need to do at least 20. I need to do more than that, but at least 20 shots a day at least. I would say 20 in the morning. I need 20 in the morning and 20 in the evening. Well, throughout the day, all throughout the day. But you want to train at the times when you're going to be hunting. At least that's what I think. To get your body used to it. So like this morning, it's cold. Like right now, it's cold to me right now. It's kind of cool. I'm gonna get my jacket on, and I need to train with my jacket on. I need to shoot with my jacket on because most likely that's what I'm gonna have on when I'm out there in the woods. I'm gonna have my jacket on, so I need to prepare myself for that. Hopefully, hey, we need to get this thing because I'm trying to kill something. My brother already took a doe down this year, and I need to knock something down too. So it is what it is. I hope everybody has a wonderful day. All praises to the Most High. We succeeded in reading, man. Man, we succeeded in reading, and hopefully we can succeed at knocking a deer down this year so I can have me some deer sausage. I'm going to make me some deer, put that thing through my grinder, and make me some deer sausage. Oh, some ground deer meat. I wonder what that be like. Oh, some ground deer meat. Fill my freezer up with deer. Oh, it's going to be lovely. And I want my first one to be a big buck. It don't matter what it is, but I would like a big buck for my first one. Don't have to be a big one, a buck, just something, something to get me pumped up, But we shall see. We're going to keep pushing though. One day at a time, one session at a time, one book at a time, here a little and there a little, line upon line, till we seek and find the treasures that was left behind that can help comfort our minds. So, hey, let's keep moving. You can do the same, man. Succeed at little, and then work your way up to succeed in that great. We can do this, baby. We can do it. I know we have to have a positive attitude, and sometimes it's hard to have a positive attitude, but we can do it. Let's keep striving for the best, to be better than you were yesterday. Be better today than you were yesterday, and be better tomorrow than you were today. So, shalom, everybody. Have a wonderful day. I'm going to come right back after this live, I'm gonna go let my chickens out because I ain't let them out yet. I'm gonna go let my chickens out, and then I'm gonna set the live back up, and we're gonna go shoot a little bit. We're gonna shoot a little bit before I get ready to go to the woods and check on my cameras. Yeah, because I want to get out there early. I want to get out there early and check them, so that way I have enough time. I might could cover my scent, and I got um, I got some more corn I can throw down. I'm gonna go see if I need to throw some more corn down. So, man, I hope everybody has a wonderful day. Shalom, everybody. Keep pushing. I'm Shalom, man. I'm out here, man. I'm out here doing my thing. At least that's what I'm working at, trying to do my thing. Doing my thing. Yeah, shalom, everybody. Handle your business. Catch you later.